Hello, and welcome back to Nonsense Farm. Today, we're talking about working in the heat. When we got here to the farm this morning at 8:30, it was already 82 degrees. It is hot here in Texas, and it makes it really hard to work. What I'm finding is that every time of year has challenges for getting work done at the farm. Here in the summer, it is so hot. But even in the winter, some days it's so cold that it makes it hard to work. Sometimes it's super windy and that makes it hard to work. During the winter, there are times of the year that it gets dark at 5 in the afternoon. So it's a very short day, hard to get anything done. So what are some things that we can do to be safe and work in the heat and get things done? Now, first of all, I want to be sure that you know that working in the heat can be dangerous. There's heat exhaustion, heat stroke, these things can be dangerous. So be sure and Google those things and be familiar with the signs so that you can protect yourself. But beyond just not having heat stroke, I want to find ways to be a little more comfortable and maybe not suffer so much and still be able to get some things done out here. So one thing I'm trying out is I found this company called Arctic Cool, and they have a line of clothes that's made out of a material that's supposed to keep you cooler. So I don't know, this is the first morning I'm wearing this shirt. I don't know if I'm gonna love it or not, but the point is dress in such a way that will keep you cool. Things that have ventilation. This is supposed to get cool when you sweat on it. But anyway, I'll maybe let you know in the comments if it worked. Another point is to get out here early in the morning. Now, I would have loved to have been out here at 6 a.m. at sunrise, but I had some things going on this morning, so I didn't get out here until about 8:30. And it was already 85 degrees at 8:30 in the morning. So getting out just as early as you can and getting to work, that's gonna help you. Another very important factor of staying comfortable in the heat is shade. I got this shade shelter from Home Depot last weekend, and it makes an amazing difference. Out here at the farm, there are some trees around the periphery, but there really aren't any shade trees within the farm itself, so there's no natural shade. So having this shade here makes a huge difference. Plus I can move it around. I did find though it's really important to collapse it some when you leave for the week because it doesn't take very much wind to blow it over. Shade is important, but it doesn't help a lot just by itself. Here in the barn garage, it's already 100 degrees. It's perfectly shady, but there's no breeze. Here's one toy I have to help with the breeze. It's a Ryobi 18 volt cordless. It uses the same battery as all my tools. And it has a fan. And then also it has a mister. So that really helps. And speaking of breeze, here's another great option. This is a fan. You recharge it with a USB cord, and it just keeps wind blowing in your face. We wear these under our bee suits when we go through the beehives. Another gadget that I have that theoretically is good in the heat is an ice vest. It has these panels of water, pockets of water that you freeze, and then you put them into the vest, and you put the vest on, and it's ice. What I found with that is that while it was pleasant when you first put it on, it only takes a certain amount of time for the ice to freeze, and then you're just wearing this heavy vest with all this warm water around you, and I didn't find it really helped that much. And of course, the time that it takes to get through a dozen beehives, that ice is gonna melt. I think if you were doing some other kind of work, you maybe could swap out the ice panels or just take it off. But when you're in the middle of going through bees and you just can't take your bee suit off. Of course, staying hydrated with cool water is very important during this time of the year. Experts say that caffeinated beverages dehydrate you, so maybe you're an iced tea aficionado like I am, but when the chips are down and it's this hot outside, I am gonna stick with water and Gatorade. While I was looking for solutions to keep cool out here on the farm, I bought this, it's called a Chill Pal. It's a cooling towel that I bought on Amazon. And the premise is that you get it wet and it evaporates in such a way as to, that really does feel nice. to cool you down. As far as like wearing it around and it keeping you cool while you're working, I don't know that it's that great of a solution there. But when you're resting for a minute and cooling down, it really is very nice. A lower cost alternative that's also very nice is just a bandana. Just get it wet, especially if you can get it wet with some cold water, and just tie it around your neck, not overly tight, of course. And it's nice. Now, after a while, of course, it does warm up, but you just take it off, maybe put some more water on it, air it out, put it back on, and it's easy to wear while you're working, so it's a good alternative. So of all the things that I've tried, the things that work the best for me are shade and a breeze, and getting outside and doing your work during the cool of the morning rather than letting it linger into the afternoon. So I hope some of these tips have helped you, and I will see you next time on Nonsense Farm. Hey, it's a few days later since I filmed the rest of that video, and I just wanted to hop on here and say I've had a few more days with this shade shelter that I bought, and I have to say this was a wonderful purchase, because it's so helpful psychologically to just know that I can get under the shade and cool off a little bit. It helps me work longer and work harder, and I just feel better. So for what it's worth.